Been in Parkland about 14 years.
We moved to Florida in January of 2014.
I am from Broward County originally. Hollywood. I live in the same house I grew up in.
What brought you to Parkland?
Ironically, the schools. My wife wanted our kids to grow up in the Parkland schools.
We moved a lot prior to moving here. We moved here because of the schools.
Everyone recommended moving to Parkland because of the schools.
This is an NBC News special report.
We are coming on the air at this hour with news of a school shooting in South Florida. This took place in Parkland, Florida.
I mean, that day is forever changed.
February 14th, 2018 was
When the lockdown was over, distraught parents raced to the scene.
my wife. She got a call from one of her friends that there was a problem at the school. I'm not sure if we knew it was a shooting right away.
So it was actually in the afternoon. I know exactly, it was 2:38. And I immediately tried to call Chris.
As a parent, you don't really want to process that. My first thought was, oh, it's a drill. It's nothing.
Later, I received a phone call from a friend that said someone had seen Luke on the floor. So I texted Luke and never got a return text from him. So I knew something wasn't right.
You know, in your brain, you're thinking, you know, what's the chance? What is the chance that my son could have been shot in a school shooting? You know, in my soul and my heart, you start to feel it.
I mean, I knew as soon as I saw what was going on, I knew that Christopher was in the middle of it because it was his nature to just run towards things. And that's exactly what he did, because Christopher was bigger than life. You just didn't expect him not to make it.
A new report highlighting security failures in the Parkland school massacre.
We've come together to try to tell our story and really the reasons behind the tragedy, what caused it.
We realized that things needed to change.
My son was one of the first to die. There were so many failures, so many inactions in the years leading up to the day that kid was standing in the hallway pulling the trigger. It has taught us that you have to have layers of protection.
We had to look at it so that we could focus on the need to secure the campus, improving mental health screening and support programs. And finally, if people were going to own them, we had to have responsible firearms ownership.
So what makes Stand with Parkland unique is that we've set aside the issues that are most divisive and focus on the pragmatic solutions that we know will help solve the problem.
Being in a group like Stand with Parkland, where we are of different backgrounds and different political views, we're working together as one. I think that brings power along with you, because it really is such a cross-section of our community. It's a force.
And that's what Stand with Parkland is. It's around the common ground. I think that shows when we come to any legislator's office, local, state, or federal.
We saw political courage here in Florida. We saw both the Republicans and the Democrats in Florida's state legislature come together to pass the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act. This bill addressed our three pillars that we adopted.
To the parents that think that this can't happen in their child's school or in their community, that's what I used to think. And then it happened.
It can happen to you. It probably in some way will touch you, whether it's directly someone in your family or someone you know or a friend of a friend. Mass shootings, they're happening at an alarming rate. It is truly an American epidemic.
So hopefully, Stand with Parkland is so successful, we put ourselves out of business. That would be the ideal. That would be when all America's students and teachers are safe and free of fear at school.